image from one long exposure with only 2 or 3 cars in it into something like this. Today is going to be another editing tutorial. I'm going to show you how to layer your photos just like you layer Vegemite onto your overly buttered toast in just 3 easy steps. So let's find out how. Step number 1 is going to be actually taking the photos. So you're going to have to go to a bridge or overpass, something like this. So this is going to be where all the traffic is. You're going to be up here. Yep, that's an overpass. I'm a photographer, not a drawer. And this is a tree. I don't know why, I just thought I'd add it in. So you want to be up here, and all the traffic's going to be down here, and this is where you're going to get all the light trails from all the cars. So once you've set up your tripod, take 20 photos of the exact same image, but just with different light trails as different cars are going to be coming and going. And once you've done that, go grab something to eat and then come home for the next step. So for step number 2, you're going to get all those photos you've just taken and you're going to chuck them into an Adobe Photoshop file. So you're going to have all the images stacked up there. As you can see here, I've got 28 images all in the one Photoshop document. And what we're going to do in this step is turn the image from one long exposure with only 2 or 3 cars in it into something like this, where it's just fully packed, full of cars, and a lot better image compared to the first one. So the way that I do this is I start off by selecting every single layer except for the bottom one. Now it's as simple as going over to our blend mode here and changing that to lighten. And just like that, you've turned your image from 0 to 10 in just a couple of clicks. So now that that's done, we're still not finished, because if we zoom in, you can see that the tripod has moved by a couple of millimeters and it's caused all this sort of disgusting blurriness in the building. So we want to get rid of that. And the way we're going to do that is by pressing on all these highlighted ones here. We're going to press Command J to duplicate them all, and then press Command E, which is going to merge them all into the one layer. And then we're going to create a layer mask here, which we're going to rub out all the buildings and replace them with the original image that is on below. So before we start rubbing anything out, we're going to grab every single layer, press Command G to group it, except for the bottom one, hide that layer, and then go over to our layer mask here, click on that, click B to access the brush tool, make sure the colors here are set to black and white, and then we're essentially just going to paint over the building. So you want to be painting in black, which is going to rub everything out, and there you go. As you can see here, it's replaced the buildings from the top image with the one below, which is just one exposure, so they're really crisp and in focus. So we'll go and rub all that stuff out. And just quickly before we move on to step number 3, you're going to want to save this file onto your desktop and then reopen it up in Lightroom so we can get started on the next step. And now for step number 3, we're going to be brightening the sky and adding some color adjustments to the photo, because we don't obviously want to upload it like this because it still looks pretty shit compared to what it's going to look like in the final result. So we'll start off by brightening the buildings because they're obviously darker, and this is because we've combined about 30 or so exposures to the light trails of the cars, but we've only got the one exposure of the original image for the building, so that's the reason that they're darker. And well, because it's nighttime, but you know what I mean. So we're going to go and brighten the sky and the buildings, and we'll do some color adjustments. So let's see what we get. So there you have it. That's how you turn your image from a 0 to a 10 in 3 relatively easy steps. If you're going to go out and do this, comment down below, or if you found anything about this video interesting, you learned something, make sure you comment down below. I'll be checking out all those comments, and I'm going to be shouting out everyone who comments on my Instagram story at 7th Era. Hope you learned something, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.